He knows full well that the British people have absolutely had enough of him. And I genuinely mean this. I hear it every day, every minute of every day. People say to me, when can we have a general election?
Tense Parliament showdown. Sarah Pochin's fiery words spark clash with Keir Starmer. You're not going to believe what just happened in Parliament today. A debate that was supposed to be routine turned explosive when Sarah Pochin took the floor and directly challenged Keir Starmer in a way no one expected. The room went silent, the speaker tried to intervene, and for a few intense moments, it felt like the entire chamber was on the edge of eruption. Now, depending on where you stand politically, what she said was either bold truth-telling or an outrageous line crossed. But one thing's certain, everyone's talking about it. Let's break down exactly what went down, what she said, and why it's already being called one of the most dramatic exchanges Parliament's seen this year. It all started during a heated session focused on public trust in government leadership, a topic that's been sparking growing tension between opposition benches and the Labour front. Sarah Pochin, known for her sharp tongue and independent streak, rose to speak. At first, her tone was measured, calm, composed, and focused on policy failures. But then, she turned her gaze toward Keir Starmer. She paused for effect and said, "The problem, Mr. Starmer, isn't just leadership. It's the growing feeling across the country that your promises sound more like rehearsed lines than real convictions." Gasps filled the chamber. Some MPs laughed in disbelief, others booed, and a few even clapped before being told off by the speaker. Pochin wasn't done. She went further, saying, "People are tired of performances. They want authenticity, not another lawyer's argument dressed up as vision." That line hit hard. And suddenly, the debate wasn't about policy anymore, it was about character. To understand the weight of that moment, you have to see where British politics stands right now. Keir Starmer has been trying to position Labour as the party of discipline and renewal after years of division. Polls have been shifting in his favour, but there's also a quiet murmur that Starmer's leadership, while steady, lacks emotional connection with voters. Sarah Pochin, though not a frontbench heavyweight, tapped right into that criticism. Her comments mirrored what many analysts and even some Labour insiders have been whispering for months, that Starmer's methodical style might be costing him the spark needed to inspire the country. And when that message comes not from a Tory firebrand, but from someone known for her balanced tone, it lands differently. Within seconds of her statement, the chamber was chaos. Labour MPs shook their heads, muttering that Pochin had crossed into personal territory. One senior Labour source reportedly told Sky's political desk, "It was unnecessary theatre, we're here to discuss policy, not personality." But on the other side, Conservative MPs were grinning. Some even whispered that Pochin had said what everyone else was thinking. Meanwhile, Liberal Democrat members seemed torn, acknowledging the point about authenticity, but warning against politics that feeds on spectacle. The speaker eventually had to call for order twice, reminding everyone that personal attacks have no place in parliamentary debate. Yet by then, the clip was already making rounds online. Within minutes, social media lit up. On X, formerly Twitter, hashtags like hashtag Pochin vs. Starmer and hashtag Parliament ERUPTS began trending. One user posted, "Finally, someone said it. We're tired of scripted politics." Another fired back, "Cheap shot from someone looking for a soundbite. Politics deserves better." Even political commentators joined the fray. Andrew Marr called it a rare unscripted moment that cuts through the noise. Meanwhile, former Labour strategist Alastair Campbell wrote, "Attacking Starmer's authenticity while standing on the same stage, irony clearly wasn't lost on anyone." So the question now was, Sarah Pochin's comment a calculated move or a spontaneous outburst? Insiders close to Pochin suggest she's been frustrated for weeks about how debates have become, in her words, political theatre rather than genuine dialogue. A source described her as fed up with the rehearsed, spin-heavy nature of Westminster politics. Others think this might have been strategic, a move to carve out her own political brand as a straight-talker in an age of cautious career politicians. Political analyst Simon McCoy weighed in, saying, "Moments like these don't happen by accident. When an MP challenges the party leader so directly, it's usually designed to send a signal both to the public and to her colleagues." And judging by the reaction, the signal landed loud and clear. Later that afternoon, Keir Starmer addressed the moment briefly when pressed by reporters. He didn't mention Pochin by name, but he said, "Politics should be about delivering results, not performance. I'll keep doing the work." A calm, disciplined response, exactly the image he's built his leadership on. But observers noted his tone was sharper than usual, perhaps revealing that, despite his composed front, Pochin's jab struck a nerve. By evening, opinion pieces were out. Some praised Pochin for her courage, saying she voiced what ordinary citizens feel about the political elite. Others called it a distraction from the real issues, arguing that attacks on authenticity risk undermining trust in all politicians, not just one. One voter summed it up perfectly in a viral post: "We don't need more fireworks. We need leaders who actually listen." So, what does this all mean? In the short term, it's another viral moment that will dominate the news cycle for days. But in the long run, it could open deeper questions about political leadership in Britain. Are people craving raw honesty more than polished policy? And if that's true, is the political establishment ready for that shift? Because after today, one thing's clear: authenticity, or the lack of it, might just become the next big battleground in British politics. And as the dust settles, everyone's asking, was Sarah Pochin out of line, or was she simply saying what millions at home have been thinking all along? Either way, the message landed, and Parliament won't forget this exchange anytime soon. Stay tuned, because if today's tension is any sign, the next session could be even more explosive.